and have more confidence. I'm trying to find the words like I'm doing at this moment. So it's not a easy way to do, but I'm feeling that I'm improving at this exercise, like I'm doing the immersions in TALKNTALK. So yeah, that's all. I think I'm living in Matinhos, in the coast of Paraná. I'm married, and I'm living with my wife. It has 12 years, so a lot of time already. And that's all, I think. So I choose Gabriele to introduce yourself.
Hi, nice to meet you guys. I am Gabriele. I am 21 years old. I am also a student. I am doing a bachelor in business. I live in São Paulo, and I am here in TALKNTALK because I want to improve my abilities to communicate, because I want to do IELTS test, certificate of Cambridge, because I intend to do exchange program in other university abroad, and I need this certificate to do this. So I'm trying to learn more and developing my ability to communicate. Yeah, I think it's. Marcio, can you present yourself?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marcio Nunes. I live from the city called Linhares, in the state of Espírito Santo. I'm 44 years old. I'm married. I live with my wife and my son. I have a little dog, Bento. At this moment in my life, I'm a student in administration. I'm studying English since 2018. I work with quality control in the industry near my house. I participate in another meeting now today noon. I participate with you again, Jean. That's it about me.
Okay. So my name is Jean. I'm 19. I live on Paraná too, Fernando. I live in Jardim Alegre. It's next to Maringá. I'm studying software engineering at the university, and I am a backend program too. I work as a software developer. In my free time, I really appreciate play soccer and watch soccer on TV, and I like to run at the streets too. That's my favorite hobbies. And I think right now you can move on to the questions, all right? So let's start with the question number 1. So, Gabriele, can you read to us the question number 1 and choose someone to answer the question, please?
Okay. Have you ever wondered how computers communicate and process information using binary code? I chose you, Fernando.
Okay. I already asked myself how it works. I studied engineering, electronic engineering, and system developments. So since the base is 0, 1, how to convert this to decimal in hexa. So I studied this. I know how it works. and I think it's awesome. We can see the future of humanity, I think, going to digital. Today, I'm working with digital products like product manager. I have my enterprise where I founded to create a digital product. We sell this online. So I think it's all. I don't know how to continue speaking like process information works, but I know the concept. And I know how it works in the base. I think that's all.
Okay, so you can choose someone to continue.
Marcio.
So about the subject, I don't understand a lot. I did one course about the computer, the program in 1995. This moment, I believe the technology is different this nowadays. I like to participate this meeting about technology because I like the subject. I like to learn with us more about this subject. I think interesting the code, the binary code, but I need to learn more about this subject.
Yes. Okay, no problem. So, in my case, I learned a little bit about it at the university too, because as Fernando said, we learn how to convert binary codes to hexadecimal or to decimal in the IT university. So to understand how it works, all right. But before the university, I never searched it before, all right. So I learned exactly at the university, and a little bit when I'm searching to create this topic here on Talk and Talk to create this meeting. But I think it's interesting to know a little bit about it, to understand how the computer, the smartphone, the internet works. All right, I think it's good to know a little bit about it. And what about you, Gabriele? What do you think?
I think in my case, it's different as Marcio because in my age, and I think in your age too, Gia, it's about everything that we knew is about technology. When I was a child, I saw the technology, the development of internet and the social medias. And since I was a child, I saw this, and I used to wonder how this works, and I try to search more things about this and to discover how this type of technology works. And when I started university, besides my course is business, I try to learn about how to program and how this every technology works. So I like this type of subject, and I think it's a nice thing to learn more and more.
Yeah, that's true. I think everybody already have answered this question, so I think we can move on. So, Fernando, can you choose some question to us? Not necessarily the question number 2, but if you wanna, no problem. All right, and someone to answer.
Okay, let me read just a second through the questions. Well, I choose number 2, I think.
Sure. Okay.
Well, no, because we have seen, we saw the video. I think it's okay to understand. So I choose the number 3. If you had the chance to explain binary code to someone who has never heard of it before, how would you describe it in simple terms? Marcio.
So, in my case, about the explain about the binary code, I forgot the pronunciation.
No problem.
The same. I believe it is the information security about this code, this code, binary code. I believe it is the transmission information on by computers. I believe is about the security, the code binary, or I believe it is the way about the fast transmission. I forgot this explication about the binary code.
Yeah, because when we are transmitting binary code between some device, some computer or smartphones, it's hard to as a human, it's hard to know what is sending to one computer to another, right? Of course, you can do it with some applications, but it's a safe way to transmit information between some devices. And it's fast too, because it is electricity. All right, it's true or false, base kit. So it's open or closed, it's off or on. So I think that's a good way to understand how binary code works. We have just two options, right? True or false or something like that. I think that's a good way to explain to a person. And what about you, Fernando?
Well, I think I could use the example of a light. I think if we have a light, a bulb, turn it off, we have 0. We have a light turned on, we have 1. So like binary code works with true or false, we can understand a little more like this, I think. Electronic processors or devices, they work just sending, like the video showed us, sending voltage 0 or 5 volts, for example. So if you have 0, we have your lights turn it off. And if you have 5 volts, you have your light turn it on. So if at the same time, if you can do this very fast, turn on, turn off, turn on, turn off, we can send messages. So you send 0, you send 1, and like this you can transform this comportamento, forgot the word. Comportment. Okay, yeah. You can turn this comportment in data. So at this, I can explain like this, I think.
Yes, that's it. And Gabrieli, we are answering the question number 3, all right? So if
Okay.
you had the chance to explain binary codes to someone who has never heard of it before, how would you describe it in simple terms? Go ahead.
Okay, thanks. My internet failed, so you can put
Yes,
on
sir,
the
the
chat
question.
the question again,
Yeah.
but I can
Simplicity.
ask, but I can answer this question. I think probably I will describe this type of code about zeros and ones and try to describe that as like the video, some view on the laptop and some page, all the buttons and all the things that you saw in a site, it's uh, uh, it's organized with the colors, with the informations, and each information has a variety of zeros and ones. The number 0 and the number 1. For example, the color green is a sequence of zeros and ones specifically. And the color purple is the color blue and the color red, and each one has our own variety of ones and zeros. I think it's something like this. It's a difficult question because
Yeah.
it's difficult to explain.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. It's not a hard process, all right? It's hard to explain binary code in simple terms because it's difficult how it works. So I think that's it. I think everybody have answered this question, all right? So we can move on. So Marcio, can you choose some question to us and someone to answer?
Yeah, question number 4. What do you think are the advantages of using binary code and computer system? I need to search about the subject because I'm a lost, but there are several advantages to use binary code in computer system. Simplicity, efficient representation, and compatibility with digital electronic. I see about the binary code. Another day, I watched the news in the television about the bank system. There use a lot about the binary code, about the security. I believe it is interesting, this subject.
Sure. Right now you can choose someone to answer. You can choose someone, Marcio.
And you, Fernando?
What do you think are the advantages of using binary code? Well, I understand that binary code is the basis of communicating devices. So the advantages, I think, like Marcio said, is if we are programming like Jean, you do in your day, like backend programmer, you see that if you are programming in C language or Java or Python, you have a lot of terms that you use to represent what you're trying to do. When you're doing this with binary codes, you do it in a level, in a very low level. So you control exactly what electronic device will do or send a signal to another device, for example. So you can do it fast, and it's not really simple to do this because it's hard. You have to write the red color, for example. You have to represent this with a lot of 0 and 1. So if you can imagine, you're doing this with a word or a sentence, it will increase the complexity. So I think the advantages is the principal advantage is that is fast to do the communication and to do the devices work together, you know. I think is it.
Yes. And you said something good about in the high level or the low level about the programming language or the binary code. Binary code, it's the extreme of low level programming, all right? Because it's exactly what the computer understands. And we have the programming language that have some high levels, different high levels, all right? But helps the programming to control what the computer should do. So I think it's one of the good points about using binary code, because we can using the programming language to communicate about what you want and explain to the computer what the computer should do. Right? We have some different methodologies to do it, as we saw in the video. For example, the ternary or the quantum computers. All right. But not all of it. It's exactly tested and used as the binary code. So binary code, it's using by a long time, and I think because we have different we have a lot of knowledge about how it works and how we can use it to with the programming language to create application or something like it. So I think because it's simple when we compare with the ternary or about a quantum computer, because we have just two ways, all right, or two options. It's true or false or on and off. So because I think it's simple to work with this, as Marcio said. I think it's one of the advantages of using binary code. It's the simplicity when we compare with another options that we already have knowledge, all right. But of course, binary code is not simple. But if we compare with binary or with the quantum or ternary, I think definitely it's simple. And what about you, Gabriele? Have you answered this question?
Completely agree with you. And because I think it's simpler to use binary code, because when you use words, program or computer can understanding other things. And using this type of language, it's simpler and probably will be the certain understanding about the how do you communicate what you want. So I think it's simpler and avoid misunderstanding in the time of to program the app or the website.
Yes, sure. So I think right now it's your turn to choose one question. So you can choose one question and someone to answer.
Okay. The number 8 to Fernando. Can you think of any practical application outside of computing where the concept of binary code might be useful?
Well, interesting question. Practical applications outside of computing. I don't know. If you think with logic, when you have to choose to make a decision, you will do this or you will do not. So I think we can represent in a human process decision. I think it's like you choose to do something or to do not. I think I can simple answer like this. So that's what came in my mind at this moment.
Yes. The binary code, it's the base of the computing, right, of the programming. And because I think it's the base of electronics too, because when you are talking about circuits, for example, we use this concept, all right? And I searched some another ways to use the binary, not exactly the binary code, but the binary logic in our day. We use it a lot in the math, all right, when we are studying. That is one of the subjects that we learn in math, the high school or the university, about logic, preposition, true or false, all right, something like that. For example, true and true, it's one result, true or false. We have this thing. I don't know how can I say it in English, but in Portuguese we call it as tabela verdade. We learn a little bit about it. It's the logic, right? And I think that's some applications of the binary in our, not necessarily the binary code, but about the binary logic in our daily, in another areas, not just in computing or programming. And what about you, Marcio? What do you think?
This question number 8 about I think about it. I see another day about this subject. DNA, the sequences, genetic sequences. I believe use the binary code. Another moment when say a lot of about these subjects is explain about the sequence. I don't remember now, but this moment I remember in another moment I see in the television about the use the codic binary, about the sequence the DNA is using nowadays.
Yes, and what about you, Gabriele? What do you think?
Use a lot of this type of logic in business because the enterprise needs to understand the human behavior in the markets and have to do maps about this decisions tree to understand the person will buy this thing, yes or true or false. And this type of search about the behavior of the consumer and the how the markets works. It's with a logic of the programs, the technology, and use the binary code too. So I think it's other using to this logic in the real market.
Yes, that's another use of the binary code or the binary logic. Okay, I think we can move on right now to another question. So let me choose one here. So what caught your attention the most in the video that you didn't know about binary code? The question number 9. So Fernando, can you start?
Okay. I think the video was a very didactic. I don't know if we can speak like
Yeah,
this.
easy to understand, right?
Yes, easy to understand. Because they represent with images and movements. So the what caught my attention, I think, the colors representations. When we see the colors all time, every day, we see in the nature, in some things what we are learning or seeing in a video. So I think the representing of colors in binary code, it was interesting to me to see the different representations in a visual way. So it caught my attention at the first time. I think is this, in my opinion.
And what about you, Marcio? What did you like in this video that it caught your attention?
Yeah, this video is very, very interesting. I like a lot. I like when to show about the sequence, the binary code, the numbers. I try understand, but the sequence this video I like a lot.
Yeah, in my case, what I like in this video, it's about know a little bit about the using of the ternary code or the quantum code. That it's something that I don't search a lot or I don't learn at the university, but this video present these terms, all right, and I search a little bit of it when I was preparing this. I was preparing this question and searching about the video. So these terms, it's new for me, how we can use it. All right. So I think it's one of the points that I liked in this video, and I wanna learn a little bit more. And what about you, Gabriel?
I liked the represent of colors in the video because I think it's very interesting that every color are made of three principal colors, and I knew that because of the school classes of art, but I didn't remember when I saw the video. So it's nice to remember and learning about how this type of thing works.
Okay, so I think right now you can move on to another question. So, Gabriel, can you choose some question?
Okay. I am. I will choose the number 5. Do you think it's difficult to understand how binary code works? Why or why not? Marcio.
For me, it's very, very hard to understand this binary code because I don't use the sequence or for me not interesting about this subject because I don't work about this. For me, in my time, for example, this moment. I intend to develop about the English. This is my focus, but I think you study a little about this subject, you understand it a lot because nowadays we have several technologies and you can learn more. For me, I intend uh, understand more, I search in the internet about this subject because uh, uh, I like it, conversation with us. I intend learning more about this subject.
Yes, in my case, I think it's really difficult to understand how it works. The video was amazing. I think the video can explain in a easy way, all right? But if you need to explain it to a person that never search about it or never study about technology, I think yeah, it's difficult to explain it and understand, of course, because it's the basis of the computing of the electronics, for example. Uh, and when we should explain it, for example, how to convert binary codes to decimal or hexadecimal, it's hard to learn it. It's not so easy, all right? But it's important because it's the basis. So I think it's difficult. And as I said, because it's the so important thing, but it's hard to understand with when you never learn about technology before. And what about you, Gabriel?
In my mind, the overall idea it's simpler than the specific logic about the binary code. For example, a person can understand that everything in developing on a website or in a program is formed by the zeros and the ones combined, but understand the logic and the how uh, this this type of sequence works. It's difficult. It's deeply understanding and need to years and years of study. Have a graduation for this, and I think it's difficult to a person that never studied this before to understand for now.
Yeah. And what about you, Fernando?
Yeah, I agree that it's not easy to understand or to explain how it works. So, but I think like programming is something that people every day more people needs to understand how it works. And even if we can really not understand how it works in basis, so we're talking about binary codes, but understand how logic works. How Gabriele said, when we are trying to make decisions in a enterprise process, you can create a video or an announce. Oh, we can say announcement or advertisement. Yeah. When we do this in internet, we create an announcement. You need to choose after people see your announcement, or in Instagram or Facebook, for example, what you will do before. So if the people who saw your announcement, he don't make the decision to buy your product, you have to try another way. So yes, it's not easy even to explain how it works. So I agree that it's difficult.
Yeah, that's true. So right now you can choose some question, Fernando, and someone to answer.
Okay, the question 7. How do you think error or glitches in binary code can affect computer systems or software, Marcio?
I think it's about the freezing, or the name Portuguese you said about the bug. I believe it is the problem happening about the fall, the errors about the binary code.
Yes, that's true. When we have some problem in our logic that can that will it will become a problem in the binary code that the computer language create, and it can affect the user experience using the software or something like this. All right. So as I said, the binary code, it's the basis of a programming. If we program with bug, if we program with wrong logic, it will affect the binary code of the system, and how in our experience using this software. And what about you, Gabriele? What do you think?
I think it probably will affect the system and the software, and can impact the business. For example, in my experience, I am an intern in a Brazilian bank. When the apps failed, the full process of the bank is affected, and the app failed because some type of code, and probably the binary code, or the older type of code, it's failed. So impact all the process and all the customers.
Yeah, I think that's the big problem, right? Affect the user experience. And Fernando, can you answer?
Yeah, it's true. I agree with you guys. We can see all the time when we use every day our apps in our cell phones. If we had some bug, that means someone made a 0 when we had to have a 1. Well, if you understand. But when someone is programming, everything needs to be in the needs to be in the way
Working.
to
all right.
work, you know. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, guys, unfortunately, we haven't more time to go to another question to answer, all right? But to finish, I will send here a link on the chat to get your feedback so you can share if you like or dislike this topic and to share some topics that we can talk in the next week, all right? I will read your answers and prepare the questions, prepare the material to talk about technology the next week again here, all right? I think that's it. It was a pleasure to talk with all of you today about technology. It's I think it's the best topics of Talk and Talk, all right? It's the technology. So I hope to see all of you here on next week to talk again, all right? That's it. Good afternoon and see you the next week here again. Bye, guys.
Right, guys.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.